Yo guys, it's Cryptic TMG here to talk to you about the new Battlefield and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Which game I think is the better game, and which way I think the future of first-person shooters is heading at the moment. But yeah, let's start off with Battlefield. I have to say I'm new to the whole Battlefield scenario. I haven't been playing Battlefield before this current one. I've seen gameplay on YouTube, and I've watched intriguingly, but I've always been a big Call of Duty fan, so this being my first Battlefield, I was interested to see how I would get on and how the gameplay was compared to, Call of Duty. And I have to say, graphically, Battlefield, it looks amazing. The way you can, blow buildings down and stuff like that, it really seems they've got the essence of, real gunfight and war in the game. I mean, there is also things that I find quite difficult. I mean, playing team deathmatch, 64 players, and you just seem to be respawned anywhere. Just respawn right in front of enemies, 5 enemies behind you. It can become quite frustrating at times, but on the whole, I think it's a good game. They've done a lot of things that I think Call of Duty could pick up on and implement into their games, but the pace is probably a little bit slower than Call of Duty, and it's a little bit more, you might have to camp a little bit more if you want to get those kills. But I mean, Battlefield feels to me a bit more of a team game, where you don't have no perks, you don't really have no kill streak, so it really is about your gun skill and the guns. I have to say, the sound of the guns is very impressive. You have to say that compared to Call of Duty's sound of the guns in Advanced Warfare, guns just tend to sound a little bit the same unless you're using, I don't know, like a laser gun or something. But with Battlefield, I mean, the guns really do sound, especially if you're playing with headphones, they really do sound amazing. The graphics are amazing, as I said before. So yeah, I mean, Battlefield, I've been playing it since it came out, and I'm finding it really fun. It's a good game, and it's more about team players. A lot of my friends haven't actually got the game yet, so it's only me and one other friend that have got the game at the moment. So playing as a team, you both kind of have the same objective. Like, there's a lot of good game modes. Blood Money is probably my favorite game mode at the moment, where it's actually what I'm playing now in the background. You steal the money, you got to get it back to your base, but they can also rob your vault as well. It's a good game mode, and I think Battlefield, especially with the different types of games they've got, it's quite immersive. And I've been finding with COD, I mean, I used to feel that way about Call of Duty, but I don't know if it's just me. I just, the Advanced Warfare, the whole futuristic thing, I can't really comprehend, because it's not something I've seen in real life. I can't imagine jets and guys in jet suits jumping on top of buildings, and it's unnatural to me. So I can't lie, I haven't enjoyed the current Call of Duty as much as I would like to, because I am a Call of Duty fan. I was playing Call of Duty first, and for me, the best game I've ever played on PS3, or up until this moment, PS4, my favorite ever game has got to be Call of Duty 4. It was the best game I've ever played, and it's probably the game I spent most time on. Call of Duty 4, you could be playing, I don't know, come up at 2 in the morning, wake back up at 7 in the morning, you still got 15 people online playing the game. So yeah, it was an amazing game, but I just feel that COD, I feel, has kind of gone a little bit backwards, or a little bit more for the kids at the moment, a bit arcadey in my point of view, where I think Battlefield is a little bit more serious, a bit more manly, and it takes a bit more thought process than just running around or getting a couple kill streaks. So yeah, you guys got to tell me what you think too. A lot of people have been playing Battlefield a lot longer than me, and they're probably a lot better than me at the game, so things that I might find difficult, they might find easy, and vice versa. Things that they might be used to that probably ain't great. I mean, the respawning on Call of Duty is definitely a lot better than Battlefield. I'll definitely have to say that, because the respawning I found in Battlefield on the team deathmatch was atrocious, and it's got to the point where I don't even try to play team deathmatch anymore, because the respawning is that terrible. You know what I mean? I'm being respawned with 5 guys right behind me, or I'll be respawned in the middle of someone already shooting in my direction, so you literally have no chance of survival. And I think that definitely does need a bit of work, considering the size of the maps. There should be plenty of space to respawn without getting caught in the middle of gunfire. But I mean, no game's perfect, but You know, there's definitely things that they could change to make for a better game. Again, I feel, you know, the pace of you know, Call of Duty probably is a bit more favourable. It's got a nice speed to it, depending on which Call of Duty you play. I mean, I can't lie, I'm not a fan of Advanced Warfare and the, you know, the flying about and the speed you can move at, but probably, you know, Call of Duty 4, you know, Modern Warfare 2 was, you know, with the whole commando thing. I think Modern Warfare 2, don't get me wrong, that was a great game as well. One of my favourite games as well, but the whole commando and the lightweight kind of brought around the new speed. And I mean, in between Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4, I think that was probably the best speed. If you can find something in between that balance, that's probably the best speed that, you know, I'd probably like to play at. And I'm not sure about other people, you know, some people like the, you know, the lightweight and the commando and stuff like that. With me, I like to keep a little bit of realism in the game. I don't want it to get too arcadey. And that's where I think probably Call of Duty is probably falling down, because they've forgotten about the real essence of war. They've forgotten about the, you know, the balance of the games. You know, back in the day when you used to play Call of Duty 4, you know, some people would be using a P90, other people using a MP5 or AK, M4 or M16, and there was so much different variety, and different people were good at different things. But I just feel that with the current game, I feel like you tend to have to use the same gun. Everyone uses the same gun. Everyone kind of got the same perks, because you always have one gun that's more overpowered than the others. And I don't know, I just feel like Call of Duty lost that balance. So yeah, that was me going ham in the background. Although I don't like the game, I still can do this. But yeah, anyway, I think with Call of Duty, I mean, I have to say, I've always been a fan of Call of Duty, but I mean, since COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, I did actually think Modern Warfare 3 was quite a good game, especially with the clan ops. That was quite a good idea that they came up with there. But yeah, I think they've lost their way a little bit. For me personally, I definitely feel they've lost their way. I mean, Advanced Warfare, I just don't know. I've got the game, and to be honest with you, I hardly ever play it anymore, because it's just, to me, it doesn't represent anything that I can even think about. I can't fathom what is going on in the game, so I can't imagine it. So it's unnatural for me every time I'm on the map or running around to look up on top of buildings, because someone's standing on top of a building that they shouldn't really have no chance of getting on top of. So for me, that's where I'm not naturally fitted towards that game. But I would love Call of Duty to go back to basics. Even if they brought out Call of Duty 4 on the PS4 remastered, I would buy the game. I would definitely buy the game, because it was that much better than what they're bringing out now. And to me, they've forgotten about the natural balance of things. Even when, you know, when they only had a couple of kill streaks on COD 4, but the balance of the game was perfect. There weren't too much campers, and there weren't too much people, you know, trying to just camp to get their kill streaks out, or using cheap methods to get their kill streaks out. You had to earn your kills in that game. So definitely, I think, I don't know what Call of Duty is missing, but it's definitely missing something, and it's just going backwards, because I feel like they're making it for young children now, as opposed to, you know, like older teenagers or people in their young 20s. They're not, for me, they're not making it for, you know, anyone of age who actually wants to play the game with any type of thought process. I know a lot of the die-hard COD fans will disagree with me, but you have to remember, I am someone who's been playing COD from the beginning, and I've seen the deterioration in the quality of the gaming, and me personally, I wish they would do something about it, because nowadays when I go online, and there's only 2 or 3 people playing Advanced Warfare on my profile now, whereas before, I remember when that was all anybody would play. All anybody would play was Call of Duty. So I don't know, I mean, it's sad. I'd love Call of Duty to come back and, you know, be the game to play, but I feel at the moment Battlefield is probably the better game and the more realistic game, and that's sad to say from someone like me who was a die-hard COD fan. But I can tell you now that if I don't play Advanced Warfare again, it just wouldn't make any difference to me at all. I know I would really love for them to make a better game. I really would, and hopefully when the new one comes out, hopefully they get back to basics. You know, I'm not saying the Black Ops weren't bad, but I feel with Call of Duty now, their multiplayer is struggling so much that, you know, they're relying on zombies now. they need the zombies to save the game, because if they don't have zombies, really, what does Call of Duty have? I mean, the the lagging, the way games always, you know, the connection's never smooth. You know what I mean? There's always some kind of hack that someone can apply to the Call of Duty game, and it's just like, come on now, man. Like, you need to upgrade now. You need to bring something special back, because like, when was the last time they created a truly special game? Ghost wasn't special. You know, Modern Warfare 3 was okay. Was Black Ops 2 special? I don't think so. I think their best games were their first few games, and they've gradually got worse as they go along. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's come around because, you know, it's mixing between Infinity Ward and Treyarch, and now, well, Sledgehammer Gaming or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, Infinity Ward definitely for me created the two best Call of Duty. So hopefully, when it's their turn to put their, you know, their Call of Duty in, hopefully they do a stellar job, and we won't have to, you know, sit and just deal with these average Call of Duty games. And you know, I've tried to enjoy it. I've tried all types of ways to enjoy the game. I just don't feel Call of Duty's got it anymore. So I mean, it'll be nice to hear other people's thoughts, on no matter what other people think about it. You know, leave a comment down below if you've got comments on which game you think is the best, or whether you think I'm wrong. You might think Call of Duty is the better game and Battlefield's struggling, but I mean, it's all just opinion at the end of the day. But for me, I've got to say, at the moment, Battlefield's definitely taking it in the first-person shooter. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Add me on Twitter, CrypticTMG, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit.